Actually, Sophie, the first series was a huge success. Won a BAFTA. Lynn's on it. 2 BAFTAs.
Yeah, 2 BAFTAs. I always say
2 BAFTAs. I'm so sorry selling you short. Yeah. Lynn says, I'm really looking forward to series 2 of Alma's Not Normal. I laughed and cried at the first series. That's nice, isn't it?
Fabulous.
So, if anybody hasn't caught it, what can you tell us about Alma? What kind of girl is she?
She's an eccentric wild Boltonian from a wild family of unruly women, and they're all just trying to figure it out really and causing chaos while they do it. I'd say. Yeah. But then that's most women from Bolton, really. So. Yeah.
Is this sort of, there's a little bit of autobiography going on in here, is it?
All right, Bill, shush. No, you're right, Bill, there is a bit. Yeah, drawn from.
Yeah,
but,
drawn from, based on,
inspired
loosely. Yeah, loosely. That's called the publicist. No, it's loosely based on my experience, but also Alma's her own person, really. We've got a lot in common, but I think she's probably wilder than me.
She's her own person.
Yeah.
She's her own person. Yeah. Fabulous costumes, and we were commenting.
Yeah, they are.
That bagpuss coat, we got her eye on.
Yeah.
I love it.
That is amazing.
But what did you want her outfits to say about Alma?
Well, I think all of the women in it have their own distinct look. So Joan, obviously post-divorce, wears a lot of leopard print. Yeah. And she's got kind of an eccentricness to her, but it's still a bit more toned down. Alma's is really bright and optimistic, and they're all a bit otherworldly. And then Lynn's is kind of complete space cadet. She wears a lot of shiny space jackets. And so I think the 3 images you can really kind of, the costumes describe a lot of their personality, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we said, back for a second series next week. So where do we find Alma this time?
Well, she's just come back to Bolton. She's been on the course that she was going on. It's not quite worked out, of course. You know, she's back to Bolton. She thought she was off to Hollywood, more like Brollywood, so she's back. And she's setting off, she's kind of doing new things, and then there's kind of things that you don't expect that take over, really, with family and just normal whirlwind chaos for Alma. Yeah.
Brilliant. Now, apparently she has a job in a haunted house.
Yeah.
And this, Bill, you were right, inspired by true life events.
Yeah.
Because is it right, Sophie, you had a job in a haunted house?
In Wigan. Yeah, I did a ghost tour and I had to pop out from a coffin.
Oh, fine, that was your part.
What a gig that was.
It was very demoralising.
Oh, it was, yeah.
But not too demanding, that's quite nice. You can have a little sleep and then...
Well, you have to pop out at the right moment. If you get it wrong, you really...
Well, how did you know? Did you have a little spy hole?
Well, no, you have to listen.
Right,
it's quite difficult.
Oh, yes. People get a bit to make people jump as well, you know, I mean, or they don't jump and then they complain.
Well, and also people come drunk. That happened a lot, you know, like can-dos, and you just have to, and because I'd have to tour them round the whole building. So that was my first kind of acting job, really. It's not really an acting job.
Well, it's a start, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. We know there's been some great female comedians who come from up north. Which ones inspired you?
Well, the usuals, really. Caroline Aherne.
Yeah.
I actually found an old diary that I'd written when I was about 8 that had said, oh, I'd like to do what that girl who plays Mrs. Merton does. So I thought that was great. And obviously I was on here a few years ago.
Yeah.
I've got the Caroline Aherne bursary in her honour. So that's been quite a lovely thing, really, kind of full circle. And Victoria Wood, Julie Walters. It's kind of my grandma, really, who really kind of encouraged me to find out more about funny women. You know,
amazing that your dreams came true.
Yeah, it's quite, you know, it's quite exciting.
And there might be another 8-year-old out there now writing, I want to be just like Sophie Willan.
You never know.
See, it's full circle.
Yeah.
Who influenced your comedy, Bill?
Well, when I was a kid, I remember watching a fellow called Victor Borger on the TV, and he was this he was a half American, a Danish musical comedian, and he messed around with music. That was what it was. He would set up, you know, get the grand piano out, and he would do, because if he was about to play a sort of, you know, a piece of music, and then he'd have a seat belt that he'd put on, and then he'd mess around with the music, and then it was brilliant entertainment, and the whole family watched it and would fall about watching it, and I think that sort of left a deep impression.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Amazing.
What about Les Dawson?
Les Dawson was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was another one. He was a very accomplished pianist.
Yeah.
Because when you're trying to make it sound bad, you have to know what you're doing, and he could do that brilliantly. And I used to copy his routines.
Did you?
I did one at a funeral once, and it made everyone laugh. And I thought,
That's what you need.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and in a moment of sadness, I create a bit of light.
Well, if you can make people laugh, then
Exactly.
onto something.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Well, Alma's not